What's up, EV Clan? Alex Espion here, and welcome back to the next episode of the Pokemon Red Randomizer Nuzlocke. In the last episode, we made it through whatever this cave next to me is called. I think it's Seafoam Islands? Yeah, Seafoam Islands. Seafoam Islands Cave. I know that the islands are called Seafoam Islands, but I guess the cave wouldn't also be called Seafoam Islands because that's the name of the island. Islands implies that there's multiple islands, is what they're naming. They are the Seafoam Islands, and yet there's only one island here, so that doesn't make sense in and of itself. So, it's just called Seafoam Islands, but it can't be that the caves are called Seafoam Islands, because they're not islands, they're caves. And you may think then that the islands are called Seafoam Islands, but the problem is that there's only one island. There's not Seafoam Islands, it's just kind of Seafoam Island. So I don't know why there's a sign here that says Seafoam Islands when there's only one island. I don't know why island is plural. I don't know why it's islands rather than just island, because I only see one island. Anyway, are you on vacation too? No, I definitely would not go on vacation to Seafoam Islands, or island, or whatever it is, because this place is so freaking confusing. If you missed the last episode, I think it might be the longest episode in this series so far, just because it took me ages and ages to figure out how to get through Seafoam Islands. My team obviously has looked better, a whole lot better than they do now, because a lot of them are like paralyzed or on low health, or both. And so we're out of hypnosis also, so we can't use Dream Eater, we can't use Nightshade, we're out of Nightshades too. All we have left is Acid, and I think this might be neutral in this game, because it's in this game Bug is weak to poison. Oh wait, it's just super effective, huh? So I guess poison isn't resistant to poison in this game, but Bug is still weak to poison. That's interesting. Bruh, I swear, just when I think I'm getting a hold on the, getting a hold on it, is that what it's called? Is that the phrase? Getting a hold on it? I don't know, I think it's getting a hold on it. That's not the phrase that I'm looking for. Getting a hold of it, getting a hold on it, getting the hang of it. Just when I think I'm getting the hang of these Gen 1 type matchups, I say something that I'm sure is correct, and then it's just wrong. And I'm like, well, dang, I guess I don't know Gen 1 type matchups after all. I guess after 50-something episodes, I still don't get it. But it has been it has been a hot minute since I recorded an episode of this series, and it's not like I have anything else, any other series going on, or I'm recording like any other videos. So really what that means is it's been a hot minute since I've recorded. And while I do have a video that I'm currently editing that is not Pokemon related, surprise surprise, I actually might upload that first before I do this video. But basically, I did not upload last week, and my apologies for that. A little busy with school, you know, just have to like get into the swing of things. Figure out how to like fit everything in, figure out the schedule, like when to record, when to do schoolwork. I gotta figure all that stuff out, and then I will be able to record more efficiently. No mercy at all. Yeah, I'm sorry, I just got out of that Seafoam Islands, I just got out of that cave, and I spent so long in there, I forgot what the sun looks like, I forgot what grass looks like, I forgot to touch grass, like me in real life. Don't know what grass looks like. Neither me nor my character knows what grass looks like. It's been so long since we've touched it. But yeah, I just spent ages in those Seafoam Islands. So, sorry lady if I'm a little bit aggressive towards you, but I just want to make sure that my team gets to the next island alive, Cinnabar Island. Because Cinnabar Island is not a giant maze like Seafoam Islands. Well, there is a giant maze in it. Pokemon Mansion is a pretty big like maze type of building. But at least the entire island is in a maze. At least there's like a gym on there too, and like a lab that's not a maze. Is the lab a maze? Is the lab in Pokemon Mansion? Where do I go to get the fossils revived, actually? Whatever. Figure it out when I get there. Check out my buff physique. Let's see, what is your trainer class with your buff physique? Gymnast. Okay, that's accurate, actually. A gymnast would probably have a buff physique. And they send out a Jinx. I find it so weird how, like, Jinx's hands are like coming out of their hair. You see that? Like, I guess like if you have long enough hair, then it kind of makes sense. But still, like, and I still think it's kind of weird that like she's putting her arms through her hair, and then her hands are coming out of the side of her hair that we're seeing. Like, isn't that weird? it's just like we don't see her arms because they're covered by her hair, but her hands are coming out from like in between her locks. It's very interesting design choice. Wimpy. But yeah, I don't recall quite how long it was in the last episode, but I know it was over an hour. It was definitely over an hour. I swam here from Cinnabar Island. Good for you. I'm swimming from Seafoam Islands to Cinnabar Island. But yeah, it definitely was the longest I'm fairly sure it was the longest episode we recorded so far. I recorded so far for this series, and I'm definitely sure that it was over an hour. I just don't know the exact length of it. I believe the longest episode we recorded prior to it was 1 hour and 14 minutes, so it had to be longer than that, if I'm saying it's the longest episode that we've recorded so far, I think, and I can remember that one. This is because, like, if I remember that one being 1 hour and 14 minutes, and I remember this one being longer, then that means this one would have to be longer than 1 hour and 14 minutes, otherwise I wouldn't think that it was the longest episode we've recorded so far. I'm fairly certain it is, though. I want to say, like, hour and 20-something minutes. That seems like a lot, because I know that, like, these episodes were originally intended to be, like, 25 minutes long, but somehow it stretched to 1 hour and 20 minutes because I was just too stubborn to end the episode. And I don't think if I remember correctly, I was trying to record, like, a short episode that day, and I thought that I was going to get out of Seafoam Islands quickly, because I had started the previous episode, and I did not want to, so I thought that, like, I'd already gotten the majority of it done. And the thing is, like, I'd explored most of the cave. The problem wasn't, like, traversing the cave in the last episode. That's not why it took so long. The problem was, I got through basically everything. I got to, like, all the places that there really were to explore, and then I just didn't know what to do from there. That was the issue. He is level 31, we have exactly 31 health left, so we should heal, because Nightshade does the equivalent in damage of your level, or your opponent's level. Doesn't matter, either one will kill us at this point. I feel like it's his level, but it doesn't matter if whether it's his level or my level, because both will kill, at the current health we were at. Let me see, let's get a good look here. Maybe it's both, maybe it just, like, switches between the two. Okay, so that is 40, was that 31 or 46? That was 31. Okay, it's his. Unless it just, like, switches between us. Unless sometimes it uses his, sometimes it uses mine. Let's see, if this does 46, then we know that sometimes it uses his level to calculate damage, sometimes it uses my level to calculate damage. I think it just uses his level to calculate damage, which is good, because that means he's doing less damage because we are higher level, significantly. 15 levels above, which, may be a lot in terms of levels, but honestly is not that much more damage to deal with from Nightshade. We will take another one. I don't think he's got anything that can hit us harder than Nightshade is currently hitting us. Acid definitely won't. No shot. See how much damage our acid was doing to him? Yeah, that does absolutely nothing. 6 damage. I guess it's not nothing, but it's fairly close to nothing. 6 is not fairly close to nothing. 6 is fairly close to nothing. In the grand scheme of things, there are so many numbers out there. There are so many numbers. I mean, I guess it is fairly close to nothing. Now it is healing. So I don't think Alice is the woman for the job, actually. Oh, dang. Okay, yeah, so it has been a hot minute since I recorded this series, and it's all sort of coming back to me now. I don't know how long Albert survived, but I feel like it wasn't all that long. And, like, I'm so happy to still have Alice on the team. But yeah, that plot line of, like, oh, Alice has a boyfriend now, and his name is Albert, and one's a Gengar and one's a Haunter. That plot line went absolutely nowhere. Like, I was convinced I was gonna, like, do something with that later on. I just sort of, like, put that piece of lore in there, and I'm like, they will sacrifice so that one will sacrifice so the other could live, or something. I was expecting to do something cool with it later on, and then it just didn't happen. Like, it's kind of sad that we just, like, lost Albert in a way that wasn't very climactic at all. For a second I was like, oh no, we're gonna hit ourselves in confusion and die. Even when we weren't confused. For some reason I thought we might have been confused. I guess because Haunter, like, that evolution line usually has confused, right? But that one didn't, I don't think. Otherwise he would have gone for it. I'm so disappointed. Yeah, me too, because Albert, I don't know, it's just like, I feel like that Gengar, it wasn't like too good at the time, but I feel like it would have grown into like a very good Pokemon. And I feel like, oh, my team's just like not doing very good. Do we really have to send in Polly? I think we have to send in Polly here. I think that's like the only safe option. But yeah, I just feel like I'm just really bummed, frankly, because not only is it like bad that we lost to Gengar, because it's like a good Pokemon, but also because like it's a Pokemon I wouldn't get to use very often. Oh, you're just getting one-shotted by this Psychic. Totally. I'm willing to place, I'm not gonna say money. Okay, good thing. Good thing. I was gonna be like, obviously I've said in previous episodes, I'm sort of a betting man. I make a lot of bets and they don't normally work out all that well. I was about to, and then I didn't, the reason why I stopped talking was not because I didn't want to make the bet, but because I was wondering who I would be making the bet to, actually. Oh, that was just a wild Pokemon. Okay. Blew us away. Well, there goes that XP that we could have possibly gotten from that battle. And me being the, me being the way I am and being like, we have to get, door's locked. I didn't even click on it. I guess if you just go over in that direction, yeah, it just automatically makes you click on the door. That's weird. But yeah, me being me and wanting to not miss out on any XP, I won't run away from the Pokemon because I want to like kill it and get the XP. I'd rather like, if I run into a battle with something, I'd rather just like kill it than run away, because like killing it will take like less than a minute more of my time and I'll get rewarded for it. Meanwhile, running provides me no reward. So yeah, I typically would not run away from a wild Pokemon. Even though wild Pokemon are like the only Pokemon you can run away from, and like this would be one of the few times I'm given the option, because like the whole point of wild Pokemon is that you have the ability to run away from them. That's what separates them from like trainer Pokemon. Also, the trainer Pokemon are like usually higher level. But yeah, I won't even run away from Pokemon when I'm given the option. I won't even run away from wild Pokemon usually, because I just want the XP, and I know it's not as much XP as like trainer Pokemon would give, because trainer Pokemon are typically higher level. But like, that doesn't, and like I know that may rationalize running away for some people, but it doesn't for me. This is the Pokemon Lab. This is where we could get a fossil revived. Do we have a fossil in our inventory? I keep saying inventory like it's Minecraft, but it's not. Also, Minecraft movie got announced recently. That was crazy, because I came home and I'm like, where the heck did this come from? And then I watched the trailer. I saw the trailer, like, while it played as an ad during one of my YouTube videos. I'm like, wow, that crap finally happened. Like, I don't know, I thought it would happen, like, earlier. I didn't think it would take this long, honestly, because Minecraft for a while has been such a popular game, and it's kind of crazy to me that it took this long for them to actually make a movie about it, but, like, I'm excited. Glad it's finally happening. I'm actually kind of a fan of the whole, like, realisticness of it, because they're like, it's like a live-action movie, and some people I'm sure would be like, why didn't they make it animated? This is gonna be cursed. Like, live-action Minecraft sounds cursed. And it does. Like, I've seen tons of, like, live-action, like real-life art of Pokemon before. Like, I'm sure y'all have seen it too. Like, sometimes people just make this, like, sometimes people draw, like, these realistic, Pokemon. Not realistic Pokemon. They do that too. Those are cursed too. But, like, realistic Minecraft creatures. And it looks, like, really cursed. But these are realistic Minecraft creatures. These are, like, live-action Minecraft creatures. And they look good. Like, the llama, honestly, I thought looked so cute. And, like, the realism of it only added to the cuteness of it. Like, literally, I was like, oh my gosh, the llama chews, like, exactly like a normal llama would. That's awesome. Like, you know, because llamas chew like that. They have, like, if you haven't seen the Minecraft movie trailer, then go check it out. I highly encourage you to do so if you are a fan of Minecraft. Press it? Yes. Who wouldn't? I would. So, that's such a weird piece of dialogue to me. Always. Like, I've always thought that was so weird. It's like, who wouldn't? Because it's like, who is talking here? Am I saying it to myself? Like, who wouldn't press it? Or is the statue saying it to me? Like, is there a sign on it that says, is it on the sign of the statue that says who wouldn't press it? Because if it is, then, like, I'd be like, why is the statue encouraging me to press it? Then I would probably not press it, because I'd be like, that's weird. Probably be less inclined to press it. But, oh my gosh. Compared to some other Pokemon, Andrew is, like, considerably higher level. Like, some Pokemon on this team, he's beating by only, like, it's Toxic. I don't think we have too much to worry about with this Mewtwo, because it's only level 30. Most of our Pokemon are at least 15 levels above it, possibly all of them. But yeah, like some of our Pokemon are like 2, even 3 levels below Andrew, and that's not, like, oh my gosh, Oliver's level 41. What Pokemon even is Oliver? I forgot. This is how long it's been since I played this game. Oliver's a Nidoking. I completely forgot we had a Nidoking on this team. My bad, Oliver. My apologies. But yeah, I'm pretty sure we can just, like, Thundershock this thing down. But I'm pretty sure we can kill this thing in just, like, a couple of Thundershocks. But I wanted to Toxic it anyway, and Thundershocks didn't actually do it as much as I would have thought. So I'm glad that I did go for the Toxic to speed up the process a little bit, because now, actually, I think we can kill it in the same amount of turns as... I don't think the Toxic sped up anything at all. I think that it's killing it in the same amount of turns that it would have without the Toxic. In fact, I think the Toxic is making things actually even slower, because now it doesn't take Toxic damage every turn. But hey, we played it safe, and it may have taken a little longer as a result of it, but at least we played it safe, you know? Playing it safe, the only harm it does is making things take longer sometimes. But it's worth it to not die. And like, while in that situation we didn't need to play it safe, if we had needed to play it safe, then, like, it's better to be safe than to be sorry. It's better to have played it safe without needing to, and it taken a little bit longer, than to have, like, not played it safe, and then you die as a result of it. So, like, don't take the chance. In a Nuzlocke, just don't take the chance. If you're up against the Legendary, I don't care, like, how much lower level it is than you, unless it's, like, level 5, then maybe the Toxic isn't worth it. Maybe you should just one-shot it. But, like, I don't care how much lower level it is than you. There are a few cases where, sure, it matters, like, a little bit. But in most cases, I would just say, it's a Legendary, be careful, take care, do not risk things. Do not be risky about it. Even if you think you could take it down, even if you think you can one-shot it, Legendaries have, like, crazy stats. So, like, just be safe about it. Don't put a lot of things on the line. Don't like, risk it all. Like, don't bank on it one-shotting, is what I'm trying to say. But yeah, I remember when I played my casual playthrough of Fire Red and Leaf Green, that this Pokemon Mansion took, like 3 hours. So hopefully it doesn't take that long with this. Hopefully it doesn't take that long this time. What does this guy have to say? I can't get out. This whole place is one big puzzle. I agree, man. And he's actually one of those trainers that, oh wait, is he a he? I think he is a he. Yeah, looks like a he. Breeder wants to fight. That looks like a thief to me, but apparently it's a breeder. And this breeder is sending out a Vileplume. But yeah, one of the things that I feel like I didn't draw enough attention to, I may have addressed it during the episode, but I don't think I addressed it, like, a huge amount. So I'm gonna, like, draw more attention to it here. Oh my gosh, I keep pressing buttons that I shouldn't be, and then it just, like, turns off the volume while I'm recording. Yeah, the volume on the game. Not the volume on the mic. That'd be so much worse. But, yeah, it just, like, keeps tabbing me out of the game, and then I just, like, then everything, like, freezes. I'm like, what? And I'm like, oh, okay, I pressed the button. Sorry. So, like, sorry if you, like, hear the audio pause, the game audio pause every once in a while. It's just because I accidentally tabbed out of it. But anyway, what was I saying before I got carried away with, like, talking about how I'm tabbing out of, how I'm messing up the audio? Pikachu. Hello, Pikachu. I'm gonna use Dream Eater on you. I can't for the life of me remember what I was just talking about. It's like, it's so weird, because, like, sometimes I can remember things, like, so much farther back. Like, sometimes I can remember, like, what I was talking about, like, 10 minutes ago. Other times I can't remember what I was talking about, like, 30 seconds ago. That's crazy to me. But yeah, oh yeah, so, Fire Red and Leaf Green, my playthrough, in my Fire Red and Leaf Green casual playthrough, this crap took me, like, 3 hours. And I hope it doesn't take that long with this one. because, oh yeah, after that, let's talk about this first, because I was talking about something after that, and then, I wanna go backwards. I want to finish talking about what I was talking about, then go back to that. Go back to that, go back to what I was talking about before that, and then go back to what I was talking about before that. I want to go backwards. I want to work backwards here. Oh no, my bag of loot! But yeah, this guy is one of those trainers where, I step in front of him, and he doesn't fight me, so I don't think he's gonna fight me. And then, because, like, obviously, usually, your eyes meet, and then it's a trainer battle, you know? It's like, you walk in front of someone, and then, like, and then they walk up to you, and then battle starts. But, like, that guy, I walked in front of him, and he didn't challenge me, which made me think, oh, he's not a trainer. And then, and then I pressed the button to talk to him, pressed the button to interact with him, and I was like, oh, he's just gonna talk to me, he's not a trainer. And then he fought me. He's one of those trainers where you have to talk to him to engage the battle. And normally I don't really understand the point of those trainers. Like, how come some trainers, you have to talk to them to engage the battle? Like, the majority of trainers, they just see you, like, you're in their line of sight, and then they walk up to you and battle starts. Like, how come some trainers, though, you have to walk up to them, like, be right in front of them, and then talk to them? How come you need to, like, interact with some trainers directly? Well, most trainers, will just walk up to you if you're within their line of sight. I don't get that. Because, like, with gym leaders, I get it, because it's, like, climactic, you know? Like, if you just, like, walked into their general vicinity, and then they challenged you, and then they walked up to you, then that wouldn't be as climactic, because it's, like, they're coming down to your level, you know? Like, they're coming to talk to you. But it's, like, but with gym leaders, it makes it more climactic, because, like, they are not spotting you and then walking over to you. You are spotting them and walking over to them. Like, you have to walk up to them. They will not walk to you. It's like a status symbol, that they won't walk to meet you. You have to walk to meet them. You have to get to them. It is their gym. It is their building. You are there to challenge them. They will not walk over to you. It just makes more sense with the gym leaders, but I don't understand how it would make sense with normal trainers, that you would have to walk up to them and, talk to them to challenge them, especially when so many trainers just, like, walk over to you and challenge you just when you're in their line of sight. Anyway, July 10th. We christened the newly discovered Pokemon, Mew. I have one of those. What does christened mean? Honestly, don't know what the christened means off the top of my head. But anyway, before that, what I was talking about was something else, which I have now forgotten about once again. Curses. Curse my terrible memory. But yeah, that's funny that I was just like, oh, yeah, I remember what it was, and then I remembered it, and I started talking about it. Then I'm like, actually, I'm gonna talk about what I was talking about after that, and I'm gonna work backwards, and so I'm gonna, like, I'm gonna talk about things in the reverse order of when I bought them up, and then, like, so I had it in my head. I started the conversation, I started talking about it, and then I was like, you know what, let me talk about something else first, and then I freaking forgot about it while talking about the other thing. Oh my gosh, what was I talking about? I feel like it was something, like, not that Pokemon related. Or if it was Pokemon related, I don't feel like it was this gen. It was this gen, I'm just wrong on both accounts. I was talking about Pokemon Mansion, and my playthrough of it in my original casual Fire Red and Leaf Green file. But yeah, this took like 3 hours in my casual file. And in my casual file, actually Seafoam Islands took like an hour. So hopefully that doesn't mean that, like, since that so like that means in that file, Pokemon Mansion took like 3 times the amount of time that Seafoam Islands took. And hopefully that doesn't ring true with this run as well. Because with this run, it took considerably longer to get through Seafoam Islands. I think it took like around 2 hours, I'd say. Because I think it was like about a half an hour in the first video, and then like another like hour and 30 minutes around hour and 30 minutes for the second video. Like I said, I think it was like hour and 20 minutes, like possibly. It might have been hour and 32 actually. That sounds pretty high, given the fact that they're supposed to be like 25 minutes. But I never really was good at sticking to that, and I felt like I wanted to get Seafoam Islands I wanted to get Seafoam Islands done with so bad. I wouldn't actually be too surprised if it was an hour and 32 minutes. I feel like I just remember the number an hour and 32 minutes. I feel like I just remember that time, and I don't know what I remember it from, and so I think it might be that. Because that sounds like a reasonable time for it to take. For it to be like my longest episode. Anyway, July 5th, Guyana, South America. A new Pokemon was discovered deep in the jungle. Oh, is that the name of a country? I was like, what is Guyana? What wacky Pokemon is that I'm not aware of? I know every Pokemon. What's a Guyana? No, that's apparently a place. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. I'm sorry to all the viewers in Guyana if that is a real place. I'm sure it's a real place. They said South America, which is a real place. That's definitely a real place. I may not be the best at geography, because sometimes I even call it geometry by accident. I do that very often, actually. I'll be like, oh, I'm not the best at I'm doing it right now. I'll be like, I'm not the best at geometry, and then I'm like, oh no, wait, I meant geography. But yeah, I'm so bad at geometry. Nope, I'm so bad at geography. Did it again! I'm so bad at geography that I sometimes call it geometry. I'm so bad at geography that I cannot even pronounce it right. I literally had, like, someone on the... And, like, when I say I'm bad at geography, people don't understand, like, just how bad is, but trust me when I say I am really bad at geography. Like, I talked with some girl on the phone. I talked with this girl on the phone. One time. I shouldn't say talked with her on the phone, because that makes it sound like I called her, or she called me. I was texting her. We were texting back and forth about, like, least favorite school subjects. And she's like, I'm really bad at geography. And I'm like, oh, trust me, I'm probably worse. And then she's like, I don't know about that. And then, I was like, yeah, and I was like, well, and I was like, I know I said something that just, like, blew her mind. And that was, like, the start of me explaining why I'm so bad at geography, and, like, all the examples of me being bad at geography. Like, I had a number of examples that I was sharing with her. Number of things I had to say about, like, how bad I was at geography. Number of ways to prove I was so terrible at geography. But yeah, I know I said something that just, like, blew her mind, and she's like, oh yeah, you're much worse than me. Oh yeah, I literally told her that, like, a year ago, I literally told her, and this is true. This is not like fault. This is not something like, this is not some, like, exaggeration that I'm making up. This is very true, unfortunately. But I told her that I told her about the fact that I learned, like, a year ago. I learned, like, a year ago, where like, Asia, okay, up until, like, a year ago, I thought that Asia was Australia, or, wait, no, I thought that Australia was Asia. Yeah, that's, like, and she was like, you thought that Australia was Asia, and I'm like, yes, I am that terrible at geography. Like, and then, like, literally, she was, like, and then I was like, did you know that Russia is so big that it's... And I was, like, trying to share a fun fact with her. And I was like, did you know that Russia is so big it's, like, technically in Europe and Asia? And, like, I didn't know this until, like, months ago. And then she's like, yeah. And then she's like, yeah. And I'm like, oh, that's probably something that everybody knows, huh? Like, I thought it was, like, this fun fact that is, like... Because I was arguing with my brother about it. I'm like, I'm pretty sure that Russia's in Europe, and then he's like, I think Russia's in Asia, and then I'm like, and then we found out, and I looked it up the following day, and we found out it was both. And so that was, like, a fun fact for me. That was something that he didn't know, but, like, in his defense, he's a little dude. I should know that, I guess. I mean, I was wondering, because he didn't know, like, and I didn't know, maybe it's something that's not, like, commonly known. But then I'm texting this girl, and she's like, yeah, I knew that, and I'm like, oh yeah, okay, that was a simple thing that everybody knows, huh? and she's like, I can only name, like, I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't name, like, a single country in Europe. I could name a country. Sorry, I can name countries in Europe. I'm not that dumb. But I was like, I can't point to, like, a single country on a map of Europe. And she's like, here's a tip. Italy looks like a boot. And I'm like, thank you so much for that. And I literally, like, put down the phone, I looked it up on Google, and, like, oh my gosh, Italy does look like a boot. And I texted her back, and I'm like, thank you so much for that wacky piece of knowledge that will benefit me in the future, because now I will be able to identify Italy. This place is, like, huge! Zoinks, Scoob! This place is, like, huge! Does he say Zoinks? Is that the one that says Zoinks? Oh my gosh, I don't... Scooby-Doo's old. I don't... I don't know Scooby-Doo. It's been forever since I watched Scooby-Doo. Zoink Scoop, right? That's Shaggy says Zoinks. Velma says Jinkies. I should know this. I play Multiverses. But yeah, let's see what we can do with this Articuno. A little bit scared because it's a legendary, but we've run into enough in this series to the point where I'm not as scared about Articunos now as I would have been like right at the beginning. I've seen enough of them to the point where I'm not like terrified. But my level 48, I'm same. Yeah, I'm same. Level 48 is actually same as Andrew. So we were not as far like separated with levels as I thought we were, because it took like relatively quick to get Alice up to level 48, and we could just switch it to Andrew from here. And Andrew would probably be able to deal with this thing a lot better because they have the Super Victor Lich type moves. But I don't want to switch anything in to take a hit from an Articuno. At level 38, I don't know what this thing has. It did just use Peck, which gives me hope that it might not have something that good, but it does have Ice Beam, as it turns out. So let's hope that Alice takes this Ice Beam well. They did take it pretty well, but the issue was that they got frozen afterwards, so that is not good. Do we have a Freeze Heal at any point? That's not what it's called. It's called an Ice Heal, right? Ice Heal. And we have a Full Restore, which would heal the status, but also would heal us back to full health, which makes it that so it's like almost too good to use. We need to sell that Revive so we can get extra money. We'll do that after we get out of here. I don't want to leave the place just to sell a Revive. That'd be such a waste of time, because then I have to get all the way back here. Maybe if we have to, like, go all the way back to the beginning anyway, just to, like, progress, then that would be... then I would leave to go, sell the Revive. But, like, money... I do not need money right at this very moment. I don't need money, like, probably ever again, actually, because it's, like... it's not like I'm gonna, like, die and then drop something. I'm gonna probably lose all of it here, though, because this thing's only 3 levels below me, and it just used an Ice Beam, and it's not a Articuno, and it's super effective, and oh my gosh, I almost died. I don't know what I was thinking. I literally said, so like, oh, level 41, this Pokemon needs XP, I'll stop them in against the freaking Articuno! Andrew could take the Ice Beam. If Alice took the Ice Beam that well, Andrew could take it probably even better, because Andrew is not a glass cannon like Haunter is. I don't know why I said Haunter instead of Alice. I mean, they're both glass cannons, but I feel like Jolteon's special is higher than... Actually, I was going to say Jolteon's defense is probably higher than Haunter's, but for Ice Beam, we don't even need special defense. We don't even need defense, we need special defense. And in this game, there is no special defense, it's just special. And both Pokemon have very high special, because both of them are special attackers. Like, special attacking glass cannons. And so, like, both of them would have, like, low defense, but high special defense because of special. And, I don't know if there's... I don't know what's going on, like, outside, but there's, like, a car alarm going off. I'm sorry if y'all hear that. But there's nothing I can really do about that. Anyway. What do we use to heal here? I am out of Super Potions. So it's between Full Restore and Hyper Potions, so that, by that logic, the answer is obvious. Just seeing if we got anything else, because I like this, I feel like it's satisfying to just, like, look over and see 10 Hyper Potions on my bag. Like, obviously the whole point of buying Hyper Potions is so that I can use them if I need them. But then I see that I have 10 of them, and I'm like, oh, that's nice, 10, it's a nice round number. And then I'm happy, because I have 10 Hyper Potions, and I don't want to use them. I would rather use something else to, like, sort of keep that 10, if I can. Like, I'd rather, obviously, like, if I have, like, miscellaneous healing items, like if I had, like, a lemonade or a soda pop, I'd rather use that than, like, start digging into the 10, because now I ruined, like, the perfect 10, you know? I guess it's, I don't know why I'm like this, but it's just so satisfying for me to see, like, the 10 Hyper Potions in my bag, because it's just, like, such a round number. It's such a nice number to look at. And then, so, like, I'd just rather, if I had, like, a super soda pop or a lemonade, and I had, like, only one of those, I'm like, now I have 0. 0 is also a nice round number. So, I'd rather, like, use my one and only soda pop than start going into the, start going into the 10 Hyper Potions. And I know that's, like, my last soda pop, and I could use Hyper Potions, and I could just, like, buy more Hyper Potions, so Hyper Potions are probably, like, worth more to me. But then again, Hyper Potions do heal more. It's about, like, I mean, I guess like soda pops are rare to get your hands on, but hyper potions are like kind of have a higher perceived value because, well, soda pops, while they are not as good at healing as hyper potions are, I feel like they kind of have a higher perceived value because they're like much harder to get your hands on. Like soda pops, you need like vending machines or whatever. Like hyper potions, you literally just like buy them from any store once you get to like a certain point in the game. In this game, however, that point is like quite late into the game, so it's not really any store. It's like 1 or 2 stores in this entire game sell hyper potions. 1 or 2 Pokemarts in this entire game sell them because you just like get to the point where you can buy them so late in the game. Did I read this yet? February 6th. Mew gave birth! Yay! Congratulations, Mew! We named the newborn Mewtwo. How creative! You took Mew and then you slapped a 2 on it. Mewtwo. It's like, I wonder what we call... Oh, Rebecca. Rebecca gave birth. I don't know why Rebecca is the first girl's name that came to my mind. Rebecca gave birth. What do we call... Rebecca and Fred. Let's say Rebecca and Fred. The couple. Rebecca and Fred are a couple, right? And Rebecca just gave birth to her lovely new child. And then, Fred is like, what do we call it? And then Rebecca's like, I have an idea. Rebecca 2. It's like, wow. What a creative thing to name the child. Let me just take a drink real quick. I think we're going to wrap up this episode pretty soon. Because I don't want this episode to go on for too long. I want to record other episodes today. Just to make up for the fact that I haven't, like, I didn't record anything last week. I'd like to make sure. I'd like to record all the episodes for this week today, all 2 of them. And just to make sure that this week I don't, like, not hit the 2 upload, what is it? I just want to make sure that this week I hit the 2 upload threshold. It's not the word I was looking for, but that word works too. Just want to make sure I hit that threshold of 2 uploads that I'm striving for this week. Because I didn't hit it the first week I went back to school, and I certainly didn't hit it the second week, because the second week I didn't upload anything. So I want to make sure I hit it this week, so I do want to just get all my episodes for the week done today, so that I have them, like even if I can't upload both of them today, I would like to get them both done, just so like I have them, even if I can't upload them both today, just to post later on in the week, so that I don't have to like sit down and record something later on in the week, so that I already have them like ready to go. Because if I get busy this week, and I don't have time to record, I would like to still have episodes to upload, so that I can hit that 2 video threshold that I'm aiming for. Anyway, time to actually drink that water. I do that so often, where I'm like, I'm gonna drink water, and then I sit there talking rather than actually drinking the water. Like, I pick up the water, and then I start talking, and I just, like, keep on talking for about a minute with the water in my hand, rather than, like, actually drinking the water like I said I was going to. But, oh my gosh, is Alice ever going to unfreeze? Like, this is getting crazy. What is the chances of unfreezing? I feel like it's like a 50-50 every turn. Maybe that, and it gets, like, high. Does it get higher as you go on? Maybe it's not like a 50-50 from the start. But I feel like it's every turn, the chances of unthawing get higher and higher. So I don't know how it's possible that Alice is still freaking frozen. Like, other times in this Nuzlocke we've gotten frozen, it has literally been, like, 2 turns, maybe 3 at most, of being frozen. This time around, we are literally not unfreezing. Like, we are... How many turns has it been? I don't have a, like, good way of figuring that out. But I know it's been a lot, because I've gone through, like, a lot of talking. I've talked quite a bit since Alice got frozen, and they are still not frozen, still not unfrozen. So I'd imagine that we've been frozen for quite a while here. My estimate is, like, over 20 turns at this point. Seriously, why are we not unfreezing? This is getting absurd. What is happening? What is going on here? This is crazy. This is nuts. Did it get, like... I'm sure there's something about Gen 1 that is making it harder for us to unfreeze than it would be in future gens, because I've never been frozen for this long ever in Pokemon. But I haven't played a Gen 1. I haven't played Gen 1, like, all that much, so if it's a Gen 1 thing, then that would make sense why it's taking so much longer than in other gens. Why I've never been frozen for this long in other gens. But, oh my gosh! Unfreeze! What is happening? What is going on? Is there something I don't know about Gen 1? Is it just you never unfreeze in Gen 1? Is that what's going on here? I'm about to lose my mind. Okay, we are literally... I'm done. Alice could sit... We could sit here and do this for, like, 20 minutes. But, like, theoretically, Alice could literally take so many more hits. They're doing, like, 1 damage to me. I could sit here and try to unfreeze for, like, 20 more minutes. They probably still wouldn't kill me. But, like, this is just taking forever. I have no doubt that Alice would unfreeze and kill this thing at some point. It's just taking too long. So we're gonna swap to Gerald, who is not frozen, to deal with this. And by the looks of it, I guess Alice is just frozen, like, literally useless for the rest of this Pokemon Mansion. Because this freeze doesn't seem to be going away. And I don't think we have anything to heal the status with. We could have used a full restore if we had saved it, if we had saved the last one, but we already used it on a previous frozen Pokemon. So yeah, we have literally nothing in our bag right now at the moment that can actually heal that freeze on Alice. Get this? Maybe it's an Ice Heal. It's a dire hit. Nobody cares about that crap. Let's read this if we haven't already. Yeah, it's Mew gave birth, right. Sorry. Got it. We did already, in fact, read that. And our only option from here is to go back down the way we came. So we're gonna kill this Vaporeon, and then we're gonna end off the episode. What if Alice just like unfroze right now? What if that happened? What if I got like? Okay, gonna give it like another turn. Let's give it another turn. Okay, I'm pretty sure Alice is just like frozen forever. I don't know why. I don't know how it happened that we are still frozen. But that is what is going on, unfortunately. So, we are going to... I kind of don't want to leave, because I feel like I've touched the statue, and so that has, like, an influence on the place. I feel like I've done something. I feel like I've made progress in some way, a way that I don't understand, mind you, but I feel like I've made some sort of progress in this place, and I don't want to, like... And yes, all I would have to do to get that progress back if I left would be just press another statue. But I don't want to leave and then have to come back and press another statue. As stupid as that sounds, I'm stubborn. I don't want to leave. I don't want to leave and have to repress that statue. So, thank you all so much for watching. I'm gonna stay here. When we come back to the last, I'm not gonna go heal. I'm gonna stay in this building. We have the healing items to survive without Alice's services, I'm sure. Alice is just going to stay frozen for the entirety of our mission through this Pokemon Mansion, I guess. And that's fine, we can manage without her. Thank you all so much for watching, EV Clan. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And this is Alex Espion, signing off.